And I'm just like, damn, girl, look at you. All that trauma bonding for what? Just to get murked by the guy who's supposed to be on your side. Embarrassing.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Hey you guys, it's Young Guys Cosplay and I'm back again with another Stitch and Bitch Sunday video. I am on the last episode of Resident Evil Infinite Darkness, and I don't know, like, I really enjoyed the series in this last episode. I'm hoping for more. I hope they give us another season. But first, if you're unfamiliar with my channel, howdy. How y'all doing? Stitch and Bitch Sundays where I sit down and tell you guys about a terrible TV show or movie that I've watched while I crochet. The TV series wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It wasn't, como se dice, mediocre, but like, I enjoyed it. If you haven't subscribed already, feel free to subscribe to my channel, and let's get on with the episode. So in episode 4, we start out at the White House. It's the day of the speech, and the president and everyone else is super nervous because we're not really sure what he's going to say. But at the rate he's going right now, last episodes, it shows that it's going to be something really volatile. And we're just like, I'm not sure if you should do this, but like, he's going to do it. Old boy from earlier in the TV series who was shit-talking Leon gets a mysterious call. He gets some information that he is instructed to tell to the president just before he gives his speech. And he's just like, whoa, are you sure? Are you, what? And then we hear him say, what do you mean, Leon? And we're just like, Leon gave a message. Believe him, believe him. We jump over to Claire, and she's waking up. Last episode, she got kidnapped because she was sticking her nose where it doesn't belong. And, you know, I don't know why she gave the bad guy, like, every single last clue that she was onto him. And now the bad guy done kidnapped her, and now she over here captured, and she wakes up, and Wilson is just like, haha, hee, I got you. I'll let you live if you just, like, you know, hush about all this. And Claire obviously is, like, now using her brain. You know, last episode, not so much this episode she is. And she's just like, I know you're a liar. I know you're not going to follow through any of the promises. So, like, you can just go straight to hell. And Wilson's kind of like, yeah, you're right. I am the villain of this series, so it's fine. You're never going to go free in the first place. Wilson basically explains to Claire that he's building a bunch of super soldiers with the T-virus, and they're in this, like, super, like, giant facility that just has, like, an army of super soldiers that he's planning on selling to other people around the world, other governments around the world. You know, your typical bad guy, you know, super soldier. I'm gonna make a bunch of money. The world's gonna go to waste. Blah 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 blah. The next scene jumps over to Leon and May, and for some reason May like knows where the secret facility is, and they are running through a tunnel. And they're just like, quickly, we gotta get to Wilson. We gotta get to Jason. We gotta stop him before it's too late. And I'm kind of just like, how do y'all know like where the facility is, and how did y'all get here so fast? Cause like, weren't you in China? Anyway, I'm asking too many questions. Wilson is basically like done building to Claire that his plan is like foolproof. And you know damn well that whenever a bad guy gloats about how his plan is fail-proof, there's gonna be a fail. And we get to see Jason, and my boy's looking rough. My boy's looking done. He's looking like, you know, I'm ready to call it quits, but first I gotta take care of some shit. So Jason basically tells Wilson along the lines of like, I'm done working for you. I'm tired of this shit. I'm going apeshit. And I'm just like upset because like Jason turns into like a full-blown monster, right? He doesn't take the serum. Wilson's like, take the serum before you turn. And Jason's like, I'm going to turn anyway. And he turns and he bites Wilson, but he doesn't kill Wilson. So I'm kind of just like, my dude, you had his entire head in your singular hand. You could have just, like, if you really want, you could just like I'm not saying, but you also like, you know, you had opportunity and I feel like you fumbled the bag. But here nor there, Wilson manages to get away, and now we get our super awesome fight scene. But first, we gotta set the mood. The facility sees Jason. It's like, oh my god, virus, this is not part of our program. We're gonna go to clean mode. And by clean mode, I mean let's fill up the entire facility with acid and yeet all the super soldiers into them. So now we get our final boss fight. And honestly, like, this episode goes by pretty quickly because it's just Leon fighting Jason. I think May gets killed in the process by Jason. And I'm just like, damn girl, look at you. All that trauma bonding for what? Just to get murked by the guy who's supposed to be on your side. Embarrassing. Claire, I think she also managed to, like, you know, escape her little, like, you know, tied up chair situation. And it's kind of funny because, like, when Leon realizes that Claire's there, Claire's like, Leon, and Leon's like, Claire. And I'm just like, girl, listen, We don't know what he's doing here either. So Claire and Leon team up to fight against Jason. Some more big boss fights and everything. There's one scene in particular that I really enjoy. And it's when Leon sees like a giant bazooka and he just says, "Sexy." That lives in my brain like rent free. Like if anything, I pay it rent for it to stay there. The writers know what they did when they gave Leon that line. And so one thing I like to point out is that the lab is conveniently under the base that the president's giving the speech at. I don't know why or how, if it was planned ahead by Wilson or what. I just find it really weird that we got all this chaos going on down below and the president's over here up top shaking hands with like other ambassadors and just having, you know, a grand old time. The next scene cuts over to the president about to give his speech. And the guy who doesn't deserve a name because he was shit talking Leon earlier tells him quietly that, you know, Wilson is a trifling ass motherfucker. Well, none of those exact words, but, you know, close enough. And that, you know, he's just trying to start a war so he can use his little super soldiers and basically don't go with that little speech he has written up because it's just xenophobia tied up in a shitty ass bow. So, go off rip. And the president's like, oh, word? Leon said that? My boy said that? You know what? I'm gonna trust him. I'm gonna believe it. So basically the president goes off rip and he ends up giving this really helpful speech about something that I don't remember because, you know, it doesn't matter in the end because we get to go back to Leon fighting Jason. And then my boy Leon going through it, okay? He's over here fighting off two different guns. He got a bazooka, he got a rifle. He over here jumping and leaping. His knees are hurting. His back is in pain. His shoulders are falling. Like, he's just really carrying this last episode because he's like, all right, it's now time to shine. I've been working up to this. Episode 3, I have myself a little break. Episode 4, I gotta bring it home. So Claire and Leon basically end up getting Jason to fall into the giant vat of acid below them. Leon does this dramatic fall, and we're thinking, oh no, Leon fell with him. It's dramatic. These rides are dramatic. So Leon doesn't fall down. Jason falls into the acid. Claire is just like, good job. Leon is like, good job. We're all just like, yay, Leon wins. Up above, the president's news statement goes over really well, and everyone's happy and hopeful, and there's no future war is going to happen because, you know, he didn't go with the original speech that he was going to give. He went with a more friendly, let's not kill each other speech. I think at this point the scene comes back to Jason and Leon and Claire, and Jason basically, you know, he's pretty much dead and everything. He got one last eerie message to give out, and he basically is just like, you know, it doesn't matter where you go, what you do, blah 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 blah, fear will consume the world at some point, or something like that. I don't know. He ends up dying and Leon's just kind of like, I didn't like that, but you know. The episode ends with Leon and Claire talking briefly about what they're going to do next. And Claire basically is going to go back to Panam Stand and break the story and just keep helping the people over there. You know, just a little humanitarian thing. Leon still has the chip that May had from earlier. And he's just like, I promise you, I will expose Wilson and the gang and I will set things right. And I'm just like, oh, word? Y'all trying to push for a second season? I mean, I ain't mad at it. I just don't like to be teased. We also get to see that Wilson survived. He's taking his serums and everything because Jason did bite him, and he's looking rough. My boy's looking real rough. And I think, like, at this point, another government is kind of like, hey, Wilson, you know how you were, like, handing out, like, serums to people so they wouldn't turn, but they would, like, have to do your bidding and stuff? Joke's on you, it's your turn. Now we're gonna hand you serums and stuff so that you don't turn, but you have to work for us now. And that's basically how the episode ends. Like, it was pretty straightforward. It wasn't like, you know, too dramatic or anything. Lots of Leon fan service. If you're a Leon ride or die like me, I highly recommend. But it just, I think what got me about this series and why I even wanted to do a stitch and bitch about it is that it doesn't really leave much to desire, but it doesn't leave really anything to remember. Like, I had to rewatch the episode, and then when I watched it, I was like, oh, I probably could have guessed and gotten it right. So it's basically, you know, it's not great, it's not terrible. If you're a Resident Evil fan, it's definitely something fun to watch in between movies and games. But, But that's all I have for you guys today. I will be back next week with another Stitch and Bitch. I'm only doing just one American Horror Story of the new season. I'm only going to do Bro House. The season is trash, and I can't handle it. Next week is going to be a little special video, so I hope you guys enjoy that. But as always, thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment, engage with me, and I will catch you guys on the next Stitch and Bitch Sunday. Bye.